Hey, welcome back subscribers. Long time no video. Today we're going to ride the 2020 KTM Freeride E-XC. So I've been working on her a little bit lately. You can see I peeled off some stickers. I'm going to have a cool video about that coming pretty soon for you, so you'll want to stay tuned. And today we're going to do some testing on some new tires. I got this new hard terrain tire on the front, and I got this new intermediate terrain tire on the back. So CST Surge. I never thought I'd run a chicken slipper ever in my life, but hey, there we go. Got a couple of chicken slippers on there. I got the Legion on the front, and it's a hard terrain tire. This soil that I'm on, not today, but it's usually pretty hard and kind of rocky. So I expect that to actually work pretty good, and they look like pretty damn high quality tires. This low profile rear tire, and the way you can see it sets in and has this rim protection bead in it, was the hardest tire I've ever mounted in my entire life. It looks like a really good tire, very aggressive lugs. I'm gonna run 11 PSI in it for starters, and I think I'll run about 13 in the front. They're both pretty hard sidewall tires. I also installed some new Renthal Kevlar grips. These feel really nice. I've seen a lot of these on the pros bikes. I think Ken Roxon and some of those guys have them, but it's got Kevlar infused rubber apparently from Renthal. They are not cheap. I had a pair of Marty Smith regrips on this bike, which has a bar in the front. It kind of reminds you to regrip the handlebar, but the way I adjusted my bars, they weren't really in the right position anymore, and these Renthals were feeling pretty good. I adjusted out the brakes so they're a little bit firmer than they used to be. I've been doing some stoppies and stuff, but you know, the KTM Freeride brakes suck, so they don't stop you, right? Just a bunch of morons. This bike actually does stoppies, and I'll probably have a video with that pretty soon. Okay, welcome back to the first person view. I've got my little cross-country track laid out. This is the first time I've ridden it, so I'm going to give you a little sight lap here. I mean, I know where it goes, but I'm going to show you guys, and all the corners aren't cut in yet, so it won't be super fast, but I've got all my little pin flags set out, and here we go. I'm going to start in mode 2. This is the way I call it backwards, because I originally laid it out the other way. Just getting some of the grass and stuff knocked down, finding the rocks like that one right there. Pretty warm out today. It seemed like we've gotten a lot more rain than the little course is showing. the grass with silt underneath is pretty slick. And there's tree roots laying across the trail too, so really gotta watch that front tire. Not gonna lie, I'm really starting to like the left-hand rear brake. It's still hard on my bad wrist, but it works really good. Ooh, there's some big rocks in there. Oh fuck! I ripped my leg right off the bike. Wheels were a little bit airborne there. You know, you don't really realize how fast you're going. There's no gears and not much sound. So it's really easy to come into the corners hot. All right. So I'm down to about 15% battery. And this battery has been the same one for weeks because I haven't been riding. We got 18 miles on it, an hour and 22 minutes. When the road stuff with the wheelies and map 3 kind of pin, it sucks the battery real quick. Okay, so this here means we're in the last 10% of the battery. And I'm gonna make it code. Hopefully you guys can see that. Flashing red, 10 to 0%. Seems like it only reached about 36 miles an hour. I'm at 20 miles right now on the flashing red. It's got about the equivalent power to mode 1. So it's not really too useful, but you could definitely still trail ride on it in the last 10%. For the record, I've never practiced stoppies in my entire life. These brakes have enough power to do them. I don't even know how to do them because I've never practiced them. I've done lots of front wheel coming into corners, the back end's lifted because I've been braking so hard, but I've never intentionally tried to do stoppies. It's testament to that this brake has enough power because I'm not even using proper technique, I'm sure, because I don't know how to do them. I've never tried them. This brake has enough power. I do have to 2-finger the brake to get me to pull the front wheel up. And, you know, this thing weighs 244 pounds or whatever. So it's a lot of mass to actually pick up. But it does do it. So you can see they do stoppies. I don't have a downhill to coast it down. But you can see it'll lift it right up. So the brakes are sufficient to do things. So she just coded on me. What you can do, turn the key off, let it rest for a minute, and just pretend it's like licking the batteries on your TV controller. You can turn it back on, and it'll have just enough juice to start again. And you can move a little ways on it. Just don't turn the throttle wide open, because if you turn the throttle wide open, it sends a surge of power and it'll kick it off again. So I'm just going to nurse it back to the truck after it coded, just by turning the key off for a minute. Hi guys, I have to say I'm actually fairly happy with my new tires. These were cheap tires. They're sub $100. They're from CST, formerly known as Chengshin, and they work pretty good. I'm gonna scroll back down to you so you can see what happened after the first ride. I did see some wear, that's not uncommon. The front tire might not hook up as good as the MT16 that I've had on this bike, and it does hook up better than the Dunlop 952 on the front. And if you guys are gonna buy this Surge, I highly recommend that you have the dealer install it. Let it be their nightmare. It's a tough tire to install. It's really hard to get the tube in there. There's not enough space that you can mount it like I normally do, where I actually put the tube in first. It's tough. So it's on. I'm happy. I don't know. It might be a pain in the butt to take back off. So here's the tire again, and you can see it's 190/18. Very low profile. Awesome, awesome. And here was the one ride wear. We rolled the edge pretty good, but that's okay. You don't really need sharp edges here. We still got the nice braking edge, so that didn't wear off. I wasn't hard on the rear brake, and you saw that it has enough traction to do stoppies. Absolutely zero wear on the front, and this stuff is very, very abrasive that I ride in. So I'm impressed that there's nothing there, and you can see these lugs are really aggressive. CST Legion. Professionals are racing with these tires, so I thought I'd give them a try. It's nothing like that old crappy rubber that Chengshin used to use, like in their cheap tires, like the 755 and the 183, or maybe it is the same rubber. I don't know, but this seems to be a better compound, and maybe the lugs are a little bit softer than I thought they were. I thought that they were harder than the Dunlops, or the same, but I don't have a durometer gauge, but they seem to be a little bit softer than that Dunlop. Up here on the front, I really like these Renthal Kevlar grips. You can see they got stained orange from our orange dirt. I did crash pretty good on them today on the gravel, and they didn't rip. Congratulations to Renthal for not hitting that stuff. That is seriously impressive. I rip grips every time I fall on that stuff, and it peeled the grip back up a little bit, and it had a bunch of that red rock cinder stuff ground underneath of it. I hit the ground at probably 35 miles an hour. Of course, my ODI took a big hit, but it usually will rip right through here going down in the gravel like that. I took a chip out of my turn signal, and I think I sanded down a foot peg pretty good on that one too. Okay, I appreciate you guys watching as always. Like and subscribe. I mean, like it if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just click away. So for some of you guys, I'm sorry I haven't put out the content that I said I was going to, like putting on the rear brake pedal down below by the foot peg, and a few other things, but I haven't had the opportunity. My parts and stuff are all on back order because of COVID, and you know, KTM's factory wasn't even running, so you know, I haven't got to do some of the things that I wanted to do with it because of the COVID-19. Now I'm back to work, and I don't have as much time to ride, but I do have some things in the works for this bike. So if you're interested in them, it's still worth subscribing to my channel, because this is actually my 250's for sale. I might have somebody buying it. My 350's already gone. So my only dirt bike besides the 690 right now is the e-bike. Technically I still have my 250, but I'm not gonna ride it because I'm cleaning it up for sale. So this is my only dirt bike. I do plan on getting another gas bike because I can't get the miles with my friends if I ride with my gas bike friends. I don't pretend to say that this thing is a do-everything bike. It basically has a usable speed of 40 to 47 miles an hour, so it's really, really good in the tight stuff. And it has a range max of about 25 really in reality. I went 22 miles today, and only about 20 of that was usable. So here was my battery charge. I went 21.6 miles and an hour 43. My trip, I actually might have rode 25 miles on this battery, because I might have set my trip. So anyway, I'm leaving you with that. Appreciate you watching. Take care, you guys.